fire, fire, fire. The big culture in America is getting insane. The Starbucks employee watching me smash no tip after they use their fine arts degree to microwave my breakfast sandwich. Honestly, I think tipping is so fucking, like, ancient and a stupid thing that it's expected of people. Like, when I was really, really poor, I literally couldn't afford to tip. I couldn't. I just couldn't afford it. A 10% tip, that's like if it's like a $20 meal, it's like, oh my gosh. And then 10% is low, so if you want to be nice, you should do 15 to 20%. Yeah. Yeah, and then tipping for Starbucks, like, oh, you made my drink? Like, why don't they just fucking pay them a normal wage instead? It's gotten way out of control. It used to be just for barbers and deliveries only if they did a good job. Yeah, dude, this one time I walked into a fancy bakery, and granted they were really, really good, but the chick, like, turned the thing around, the little machine, and it said tip, and I was like, what the fuck? Like, what am I tipping you for? You just put the fucking... You put the bread in the bag. Like, what? Are you out of your fucking mind? Yes, she turned it around and it had like the, you know, the no tip, 15%, other 20, 25. And I was like, buddy, what the fuck are we doing here? Yeah, I thought it was funny. That's what you see on barber cuts and stuff. I think that's fine, but I still would prefer if they just, you know, paid them money. Oh my God, how? This is so relevant to what I was talking about. The fuck do you mean it's not optional? As a regular and generous tipper, this is wild. Help, what do I do? Leave a tip. Not optional. It's rude not to. This looks, photoshopped. This looks photoshopped. There's no way. 30%! 35! 50! You are off your fucking gourd. Custom tipped. Fucking 1 cent. Yeah, that's what I would do. Yeah, there's no way. Custom tip. Fucking -$1. Go fuck yourself. No, there's no way this is real though. Yo, smugglers. Do you ever wonder why I'm so smug all the time? Because I'm drinking gamer subs from my smuggle on a waifu cup. Oh, shit. Don't forget to click the link in the video description below. Don't miss out. I can't. I think I would lose my mind. If this happened, hypothetically speaking, I would lose it. I'd be like, bro, what do you fucking mean you have to tip? How the fuck do you know how much money you have in the fucking bank? Oh, and then there's this too. Oh, yeah. There's another link, dude. Oh, of course he reacted to this. Let's watch it. What did he say? If I remember correctly, Aspen is a vehement no tipper when he was really poor.
Holy shit! Yeah, damn! Yeah, just do a custom. So what you do in a situation like this, by the way, is you just do a custom tip and you make it 0. This is something they do at Torchy's Tacos here in Austin, and that's how you do it. I mean,
what? This is real? Wait a minute. He's seen it in real life where they make you?
For me, yeah, you custom and then go to 0. Now, obviously not optional. Apparently, it clearly is. And so, anyway, this is something that happens a lot, and I feel like custom tip equals 0. Yeah, if I don't sit down and get shit handed to me and I'm not tipping.
True.
I have no problem tipping people now because I have a lot of money, but like before that, I never tipped in general, even if I was being waited on or anything like that. I think the fact is, like, somebody bringing me my food, like, I've said this 100 times, so I don't want to, like, get into it too much, but, like, I would much rather tip the chef and, like, the cook that made my food than the waiter that brings it to me. It's like stolen valor almost, right? I mean, you have...
Stolen valor?
You're the one.
Okay, that's pretty funny.
You've got a guy that's, like, making the food. He's sitting in there in this fucking kitchen, sweating his fucking ass off, dealing with this, and then it's apparently now it's somebody else that you've got to do it with. Fuck that. It's hot, bro. Yeah, it's hot. And like, you're giving the money just to some cute waitress. I don't give a fuck about that. Yeah, I don't care. And so I just want to have good food, and so that's who I'd want to reward, right? The majority of places pay the cooks way more. Yeah, and I think that honestly, like you think about it, which would be easier to replace, a waiter or a what do you call it, a cook? I think a waiter definitely, because I mean, again, they
True.
already kind of have replaced waiters, because if you order the food yourself online, nobody had to take your order, so they've already done it in a way. So that's the way I see it.
Asmund is getting backlash for his take on tipping culture. That's wild. Wait, hold on. The reason he's getting backlash is because when he says he often didn't tip people when he was poor, people take that as an attack on waiters. The problem isn't that waiters don't deserve a tip, especially if they do a really good job, right? The problem is that it is 100% normal in America for restaurants to subsidize paying their employees onto their customers. It's retarded. I've always said this. It's always been retarded. It's a bad system. Yeah, it's stupid. I think it's dumb. Yeah, and it sucks for the person. We need to pay waiters a real salary, like a real wage, and not have them depend on tips to survive. Because guess what? That's why everyone's so emotional about this. That's why they're mad at him. When you don't tip a waiter, they're literally taking food out of their mouth where they can't afford their rent and they can't feed their kids. You're stealing from them, like blah, 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 blah. No, they signed up for a job where the payment is in the hands of the public instead of their employers. Like that's kind of a skill issue, like, at the end of the day. Sorry. Sometimes you, like, let me think about it this way. When you wait tables, you get an Asmund post 2015 who's super rich and tips well, and sometimes you get like pre 2015 Asmund gold and you get absolutely nothing. It's not his fault. It's not anyone's fault. Tipping culture needs to be removed. And I'm honestly kind of tired of hearing about it every 3 months. It just needs to stop. It evens itself out. Not necessarily, because you can get really unlucky. You could live in a poor town and then you get shit tips. It's a statistical probability. I'm sure that does happen. I'm just saying, like, I feel like putting that kind of thing on the customer is so annoying. Yeah. And also, people get blindsided by tips too because they can't do math. Yeah. Working in a college town, delivering to a bunch of broke uni kids. Yeah, actually, good point. Yeah. Who the fuck's gonna tip you? They're gonna tip you like $3 per order. It is federal law that if you make less in tips than minimum, then your employer must make up the difference. It's always in the server's favor. But the employer should just pay them a normal fucking wage. Fuck that shit, I hate that. What the fuck do you mean? Make up the fucking difference. No. This also just minimum wage? Well, I don't know. This is my opinion. I think that when I was really, really broke, I basically didn't go to restaurants because I felt embarrassed going because I couldn't tip. I pay for like my little meal. I sit down, and then I'd look at the fucking bill and I'd be like, ah, fuck, now I gotta do math. But if I tip this much, I'll look like a dickhead. Even if they did a really good job. I have had moments, obviously, where the waiter did a terrible job and never came over and never took my order. Like, I get it. Like, whatever. That's different. But I'm talking about, like, if they did a good job and I didn't have money to give them, I felt, like, emotionally bad. Yeah. Why are we paying more in tips for inflation? Yeah, that's another point. Inflation's, like, through the fucking roof. Yeah. What's minimum wage in the US? It depends on the state. You have to look it up. It depends. I don't know. Every state is different. Yeah. tipping should be based on service and expectancy or obligation. In some countries, it's rude to tip. It's just this emotional bullshit where the solution is so blatant. Your employer is evil for making you rely on tips for your income. You should be mad at them. But no, you get mad at the poor family who can't afford to tip you. So what? They're not allowed to go to the restaurant? Like, that's not fair. People get so emotional about this. Like, zero logical thinking. Just blind rage. Like, grrr, Asmon's fucking gross. He doesn't care about waitresses and tipping. Grrr, I deserve a tip. Grrr, you're starving me. Grrr. It's stupid. I'm tired of reading these emotional arguments on Twitter and whatever. And, like, by emotional people and women about waiting tables. It's such a waste of time, man. It's so annoying. It's such an old-ass, stupid-ass culture. And owners of restaurants make the waitresses and waiters share their tips with them? That's disgusting. That's abhorrent. Yeah, I saw an entire episode of Kitchen Nightmares where they found out that they were, like, garnishing their wages and shit through the tipping. And they would take, like, their tips. And Gordon Ramsay found out and freaked the fuck out at him. The boss, I mean. Yeah, Amy's Baking Company. They literally took their tips. It's disgusting. Yeah, it was illegal, obviously, but I'm just saying. Yeah, he flipped the fuck out of him, and it got into a fight. It's crazy. Sick of it! Sick of it! Oh, he responded to this. Tipping culture gives upper middle class Americans the rare opportunity to shame and look down on working class Americans with moral righteousness. This is actually true.
Holy shit!
Oh, sorry. That's one of the reasons we still have it as a socially acceptable way to class shame. Dude, so true, actually. Yeah, he's right. It's a way to, like, look down on people that can't afford stuff, and then they're like, oh my god, these people don't tip and stuff. At Taco Bell, we couldn't take tips, yet we could take $50 and $100 bills. Tipping at Taco Bell? The fuck? I don't know, man. If you're tipping at a fast food chain, I don't know, man. That's cooked. That's fucked up. The concept of making a shitload of money by paying employees barely anything and basically asking your customers to even pay even more just because the boss is a greedy ass shtick befuddling to me. Yeah, I don't understand it either. It's such a stupid culture. Coffee workers and fast food places should not get tips. Just pay them a livable wage! Just pay them a normal wage. It's not that hard. You already make millions of dollars. Starbucks is one of the biggest franchises in the universe. Why the fuck am I tipping at Starbucks? I'd be more inclined to tip at like a local coffee shop or something. You know, like not a fucking conglomerate. The people crying about this are usually like woke people or Karens, but if I remember correctly, wasn't the origin of tipping culture like fucking racist as fuck? Like, I'm pretty sure. Let me look it up. Yeah. The history of tipping, how tipping came to America. No. What is this? What? Miss Morgan in War Against Tips. Tips were left in European taverns to ensure quick and good service. Wealthy Americans discovered it for themselves in the 1850s and 60s while traveling in Europe. Tipping was born in Europe in the Middle Ages and a master-served custom where servants would receive an extra gratuity for excellent performance. No way! It came from Europe, but in Europe it's so outdated. But America still has it. It's so dumb. No shot. In Europe they don't tip. It's considered weird. That's crazy, man. That's gross. There was a high level of resistance to it, and tipping was deemed un-American. Eating out was already expensive. Why would struggling Americans have to pay more on top of the bill? That's what I'm saying, man. Yeah, and it goes back to slavery. Yeah. Establishing a range where he was champion child labor, yep. How did we get here and where are we today? One day I'll be saved. Oh, look, here comes the night. Thank you, good sir. How can I ever repay you? Only tip in real restaurants, and then only if service was good, else don't tip. Yeah, no, like normal, like, stuff. Yeah. I think tipping's probably fine if you're, like, at a really, like, fancy restaurant, but yeah. I don't know. It depends. We don't expect it? Yeah, exactly. It's a funny little comic. American travelers bring it back. The 13th budget serves savory in multiple states. Past laws to abolish tipping. Anti-tipping laws are repealed by the government. No! They had it so good for like 20 years. No way! They killed it and then they brought it back. I'm telling you, man, it's an outdated thing. It's cringe. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, even the AI. Bro, even if you type it into Google, the AI says that it took off during the Civil War. That's crazy. That's crazy work. We should keep this around. Would y'all tip AI for servers? Fuck no. Why the fuck would I tip an AI? Hell no. Soon Flippy will want tips too. Fuck Flippy, he's flipping burgers on Christmas, man. Yeah. Since AI is taking over jobs, it's AI though. Like, why would the fuck would I tip an AI? It doesn't go home to its kids and not have money to feed its kids. It's an AI. What? I'm tipping the fucking guy that made the AI? Like, are you out of your fucking mind? Not yet. My kid's Alan. So you feel you're better than me? Stop role-playing in my chat! Flippy's gonna want PTO vacation days. Flippy's gonna work Christmas and he's gonna like it. Oh. It's literally racist, man. Which was then used by some employers to keep wages low, particularly for black workers in service jobs. It's literally racist! Like, look! Why is it still around? What happened, man? What happened? It's not racist. For sure. It's classist and it's racist. Yeah. Because people are stupid and employers take advantage of that? Yeah, no, absolutely. If you tried to break it down to the average person, they'd just be like, but I always been tipping and stuff. Why would I not tip? It's part of our culture, that's right. Kikona. Yeah. Some people make more in tips than they would in minimum wage, that's why they want it around. Yeah, I would say so. There are some people who probably make a lot of money off of that. Yeah. The only people I tip are strippers. But that's a stripper. She's not making you food and bringing it. Well, she's not even making the food. She's not bringing you over food. She's showing you her ass. It's a bit different. Yeah, she's shaking her ass. Strippers still exist? Oh yeah, for sure. I don't know, man. Abolish tipping. It'd be great. I don't know. L tipping. I still tip, unfortunately, because I feel bad for people, but I shouldn't feel bad. for not tipping. Yeah. Why, yes, you gotta tip the stripper who shows you her mole hole. Yeah. Didn't the South Park guys revive a restaurant with no tips and the staff got mad because they'd make much less? Yeah, that's the joke, because they won't pay them more because they're greedy. Because they'll just pay them like a not livable wage and it sucks. Yeah, that was the irony of the whole episode, is that they fucked them over. Yo, Scarlet, what's up? Thank you for the raid! The problem is twofold. Emotional Karens that think you're killing waiters by not tipping them, and waiters themselves that think being a waiter is a life hack for making good money and an entry-level job until suddenly they don't get good tips, then it's a personal 9/11. Absolutely. Yo, Nuka Mentasius! Thank you the 50! No shot! Thank you! I really appreciate it! W gifted. W Nuka. Guys, if you got a gifted sub, please say thank you. Yeah. Boom, boom. Good service, good tip. Bad service, bad tip. It's just the way it works for now. No, incorrect. If you have no money, why the fuck would you tip? Don't VTubers live on tips? This must be a common misconception because I hear this all the time. It's not a tip. Because this is like a wage to me. I don't get paid anything by Twitch. Everything that is it's a donation. I also have to pay taxes on my tips. Tips defined by the government, legally speaking, cannot be taxed. I have to pay taxes on my tips. Yeah, I have to pay everything. I have to pay all my taxes. Yeah. You also don't expect anyone to donate. You don't ask anyone to donate. Guys, I need some change. Tips are taxed? What do you mean? Far less than what I've had to pay. It's not considered a tip, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah. You pay far less in tip taxes if it's defined as a tip, but streaming tips aren't defined as a tip. Nuka with another 50! No way, dude. Thank you so much, Nuka! Guys, if you got a freaking gifted sub, please say thank you. Yeah. Thank you so much. That tip is almost as big as mine. You're done. Thanks for the tip. I appreciate it. Y'all have fun. Yo, thank you so much, man. I hope you have a fantastic day. Tips are taxed at full rate, the same as any other income. If you declare it, that's the difference. No, I think that are tips taxed at a different rate? You can change with 50% higher income rate, which would change the rate applied to your overall income. I don't know, maybe I misread. I thought it gets taxed less. In general, no tips are not taxed at a different rate than your standard wages. Your income tax rate could only change if your income from tips pushed you into a higher income bracket, which would change the rate applied to your overall income. I don't know. It's some tax shit. They just don't declare them? Oh! Well, I declare mine. The IRS is gonna beat my ass. Yeah. It's the same, but most papers don't declare tips. I would imagine this is a lot easier when tips were primarily cash. Nowadays, most people tip via cards. It's probably harder. That's a good point! Wait, okay, never mind. I think that's probably what it was. Yeah. Yours are electronically tagged. You can't ignore them. No, they're not classified as tips. It's not. It's income, like some standard income thing. Yeah. Unfortunately. Yeah, cash tips, people don't declare cash, then it just goes into the system. That's why they want it. That's why they want this to happen. Yo, Federal Reserve, thank you for 3 months in advance. Have you come to take my money? I paid my taxes. Cash is king. That's right. The Federal Reserve. I don't know, man. Again, if you ever see this kind of shit, just type in 0, man. Yep. Alana, here in Brazil, we are obligated to pay 10% of the restaurant bill as tip. You don't have a choice. What, are they gonna put a gun to your head? Bad system, bad actors. Yeah, of course. I'm not saying that every waitress person or waiter is bad. I'm just saying it sucks. I think it's a very outdated, stupid system that needs to be destroyed. PvP server tip or else. Yeah, never mind. You know what I said about Brazil? How you don't have a gun to your head, but it's Brazil, so maybe they'll PvP you out of your money. That's only in fancy restaurants. No, in America you have to tip everywhere. It's cringe. I hate it. I've tipped people for really nice art before. Yeah. That's about it though.